Hey, this is Jeremy the Artist with Draw and Talk. Today we're shooting from Monkey's Nest Coffee Shop, so make sure you guys stop by here, get some good brew and whatnot. We're here with Chris Nicholas, who is the head of Staple, which is a local Independent Media Expo that's been here for a good amount of years running. Chris, why don't you tell us, introduce yourself a little bit and I'll get started on our drawing.
Hey Sam, Chris. I'm also known as Uncle Staple.
There it is.
This is the story behind that. We won't get into it. It's because I organized Staple, the Independent Media Expo, which is a small press, indie comics, zines, arts, crafts convention. Basically, we've been to a regular comic book convention. It's kind of just like the artist alley part of that, but really focusing on people who've self-published comics, or it's the DIY aesthetic. You know, it's a bunch of really awesome creators, over 150 of them, in fact.
Oh, wow. And these creators, they're not just localized, they're from what's like all over, or?
Yeah, it's all over these United States and Canada. We do have one Canadian guest this year, Kate Levin, who's an indie comics artist who will be there. In fact, yeah, most of our guests this year are kind of trying to focus on women in comics. So, like, all of our big comic artist guests are women. Babstar, Jess Fink. Babstar's the artist on Batgirl. Jess Fink has done Chester 5000 and an autobio comic, We Can Fix It. And then we have two of the women that work on a comic called Lumberjanes, which is awesome all ages book. And then again, yeah, Kate, who's Canadian. So what do you want? You've been to Canada?
Yeah, I've been to Canada. I've been to Calgary, actually.
Really? That's nice.
I'm supposed to go to Victoria at some point soon. I have some friends up there. But I was going to start talking about the food, and that's a whole nother talk.
Poutine.
Yes. How long have you been doing Staple, and why did you start?
I guess we took a year to plan the first one, so it was like 12 years of working on this thing. And the whole reason I started was, like, I used to make comics myself, like self-published comics, and I was trying to get that stuff out there and meeting other people who were doing the same thing from Austin and other cities around Texas. And at that time, there wasn't really a lot of outlet for that. There were a couple of comic book conventions in Texas, but in terms of what focused on indie comics, there were maybe 6 in the country, and they were all like West Coast, East Coast. You know, you had to. So if you go there, you're like flying there, getting a hotel, getting a table at the convention, and you're selling your little mini comic for $2. Essentially, you're gonna lose your ass. So I wanted to kind of do something for all the folks I met around here. There's enough talent around here to put together a really good show. So we just did it. Essentially, did it, and it's just kind of grown from that.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's something that I look forward to every year, and I think it's really awesome that, as I was telling some of the crew here that's helping out, that it's the only thing that we have here that does like the local, supports the local artist, and it's a good outlet for, especially like for first timers. Like I did my first con with Staple, 3 years back, and so
kind of by design, we keep the table fees as cheap as we can, so it's easy. In terms of the industry, we're on the cheaper end of getting into the con as a vendor or as an attendee. It was like $10 for one day or $15 for 2 days, and you're not going to see that in any other convention anywhere. Having sat on that side of the table, I know what it's like when people go to one of the big conventions. They spend $50 to get in, and they don't have any money left to buy anything from the hardworking artists that are there. So that's those are my people. That's who I want to support. So
I think it's interesting. Being a vendor myself, I'm very much looking forward to the next 2 years to see what the pattern is in conventions, as far as it's getting real popular now because the movies are out, Iron Man, a lot of those others are getting people introduced to this. Being a nerd these days is very cool.
It's hip to be square.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get real here, folks, right now. In fact, I get real.
Yeah.
Because I've been drinking, but I created my show in part as a reaction to that. The other shows I'd been to, which these kind of washed up actors or wrestlers or something were big guests, and then they put the artists who were actually producing something.
Yeah.
And being productive members of society, they shoved them back on the corner and treated them like crap. I consider comics an art form, a storytelling medium. And it's not just about superheroes and stuff, which is fine, but it's more than that. And people who are trying to do something artistic with it need some recognition, and that's kind of what drives me to create this milieu for people to get some recognition doing what they do.
I think as the years go on, it's something that worries me as far as the trend in comic conventions, to see if we're going to pull more into the bigger things because of the mass amount of popularity.
I kind of feel like all the ones that are popping up now, they're sort of focusing on that. I mean, I don't know what the longevity of that is, because they're kind of riding this crest. I feel like it's based on all the superhero movies being very popular. It gets people interested in that stuff, but those people are going to watch movies. They're not buying comics.
Right.
Whereas, like, what I've been doing is, it's only going to gain it's going to gain an audience from that, and those are going to be a long-term audience. Once you become a reader of comics, that's something you're going to do for the rest of your life. Once you appreciate comics as an art form, that's something you're not going to lose that.
Do you have anything inspirational to say, or good advice to aspiring artists, creatives, and such?
In fact, I do. You don't need permission from anyone to make something. If you want to do it, you just do it, and do the work. It's got to be a lot of work. It's going to be hard, but no one else is going to do it for you. So if you want to see it done, do it.
Bam. I like that. That was good. Well, thank you, Mr. Nicholas, for being here today.
My pleasure.
And I guess catch you guys later. Thank you.
It's pretty good. Handsome.
Yeah, it's very handsome. So we do this thing where you... Gee golly, look at that drawing.
That's awesome.
I was waiting for that.
And if you want to learn more about Staple, go to www.staple-austin.org. We have our entire exhibitor list, guest list, and all of our programming, 7 hours of it, over the weekend, listed on the website, staple-austin.org.